Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be training some glutes and we're gonna do it in a garage slash home gym setting. We're currently in my basement. This is the space that I use for training, also for filming for my members at Barbell, which is my personal training company. So yeah, we're here and this is actually where all of the magic happened in the past few months, where I did gain my muscle here. I did work out here for most of the time. Now I'm training more so in a gym just because we're trying to specifically bring up my upper glutes and my quads. So that requires a bit more of the advanced equipment, more isolation work. But for the most of my preps, that's where the magic happens. So I'm really glad to be training at home. I love it. If anything, I train harder here because there are less distractions. You don't have to wait around for machines. You're doing your thing, you're in your zone. You can blast your music as loud as you want. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the workout. I'm just gonna show you guys quickly my routine, what I take before my workout and during my workout. So I do have a sponsorship with Believe Supplements. They've been with me for how many years now? Like 3 years or so. We've been together since the beginning. So their products are great because they're third-party tested, and I love the whole thing. I'm very well equipped and they're really generous with me. So I'm gonna do my intro workout right now, and I'm gonna take my pre-workout as well. So intro workout, I like to have some carbs. So those are just carbs, carb powder that I put into my shaker with a scoop of EAAs as well. So we're gonna put one in, like that. So EAAs are good for preventing muscle loss and for helping you build muscle. Oh, I forgot the creatine. I'm gonna add 1 scoop of creatine in there too. So 1 scoop of creatine, 5 grams. And shake it up. So this I'm gonna drink as soon as I start working out, and it really makes a big difference in my performance. I do have more energy, more endurance. If I do take the carbs intro workout, it really makes a big difference. For my pre-workout, I'm gonna have the Pump Addict without caffeine, so it's stimulants free. I really don't do well with pre-workouts that have stimulants in them, and I already drink way too much coffee. So this is why I'm going the stimulant-free route. And this is gonna give you an insane pump. It really helps me fill my muscles during my workouts. So 1 scoop of that. If I do need a little like boost of energy, I will add 1 scoop of brain fuel. So that helps me focus and just get the job done when it comes to training. I tend to get really not distracted, but I lose my focus easily as a person in general. So during my training, typically around the hour-long mark, I'm gonna start like drifting. My focus is gonna start going away, and that really becomes a problem. So I really try my best to have a bit of caffeine, either from coffee or from brain fuel before my workouts, just so I can stay as focused as possible. But then again, nothing that is in a pre-workout formula with caffeine and stimulants, because that doesn't mix well with me. So yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna drink this now, and I'll see you on the other side. We're gonna start the workout with some priming, so we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna start with 5 minutes of bike when it comes to warming up. Especially for legs, I find that it really helps if I do 3 to 5 minutes of just super low intensity cardio, just to get the blood flowing and get everything running. So we're gonna do that now, and then we're gonna do some mobility. What's good with the air bike is that it gets really challenging because you're powering it with your legs. So if you're looking to intensify your workouts, if you want to add maybe just a little hit at the end of your workouts, then it's the perfect formula. I'm out of breath and I did not even do anything hard with it. But if you do intervals on it, it becomes a good challenge, and I just love it. If I'm prepping Of course, I'm working out a lot, calories are lower. I try not to do this machine at all because it is really, really grueling, really hard on the legs. But in my off season, sometimes I'm gonna have some fun and just do a little hip workout with it. So I did write the workout down. We have everything that we're gonna do today, and warming up is a big part of my prep for the workout. I know that some people like to jump into the workout without any warm up or any prep or any priming, and I just don't think it's a good idea. I do a lot of mobility in my warm-ups and my priming because it really made a big difference in my capacity to go to the full range of motion and the exercises that are important for me. So if you're not able to perform an exercise within its full range of motion, then you are missing out on a lot of gains and potential progress that you could make. So that's really important. Get your mobility in and do it on the daily every time that you work out, and you're gonna see a drastic difference, a drastic improvement in your lifts. So we're gonna start with that. I have a little flow that I like to do on leg days. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna drop into the bottom of the squat, and I'm just gonna grab my phone, use it as a timer, and I'm gonna try to stay there for 2 minutes straight. So at first you do need a little bit of practice because it's hard to do, but once you get the hang of it, it feels really good in your hips. It warms up your whole lower body. You really get to be ready to go into your leg day after. So, okay, we're gonna start this. We're gonna go for 2 minutes. Let's go. So when I said that you drop into the bottom of the squat, you really don't wanna have like an active position. You just wanna hang there, but you do wanna have your torso straight, and you wanna have your back straight up as well. So you can have your hands in the middle and push slightly on your knees. I like also to sway from side to side just to warm up my hips and also my ankles. Perfect. Now we're gonna go for some Buddhas. So I'm just gonna grab my toes and my hips up and down. I'm gonna go for 10. This you can do really at your own pace. You don't have to go fast. You can take your time. Next, I'm gonna go into a pigeon. So the way that I like to do it, I'll start into a plank and just bring my knee in. And this is gonna stretch my glutes. You can do it on your hands or on your elbows. Or if you have the flexibility for it, you can also go down. The important part is just that you keep your hips straight in front of you. I'm gonna do the pigeon another time, but I like to do it as well elevated. So same kind of a movement here. Just gonna position my leg on the bench and the other leg is closer to the floor. I still wanna keep my hips nice and square, facing in front of me. This just gives a nicer, deeper stretch. Okay, last one, I'm just gonna do a frog stretch. So on the floor, with your knees out. Just to open up the hips. And you can definitely use a yoga mat or some kind of like support for your knees. On the floor like this, it can get a bit uncomfortable. Good. So, my mobility is done. I'm happier than I was before I started. Look at me, so flexible. Okay. So we're gonna go into activation. So this is gonna wake up the right muscles that we wanna work on. Very important, especially for me. I'm not someone who is gifted with a nice, muscular, big butt, okay? I had to build it. I was a girl in high school actually that was called like flat butt, pancake butt. My jeans would sometimes fall off because I didn't have any butt. I was pretty skinny. So fortunately, I found weightlifting, weight training when I was 18, and I was able to build that muscle. But really, just so you know, if that's your situation, just know that there is hope and you can build your butt, but you will need to work on it. So anyway, I like to really activate the crap out of my glutes because it helps me feel them in every exercises that I'm gonna do after. And I typically do it at the beginning of my workout, but if I need to, I'm gonna reduce some activation in between my exercises or in between sets even if I lose it. So I can really focus on that muscle when I'm performing a squat, a deadlift, etc., a lunge. So yeah, that's pretty much just what I do. So on the plan, I have some lateral walk, bended glute bridge with an abduction. This is a killer. Then I have some kickbacks and some clamshells. So yeah, this is gonna burn. Okay, if you wanna do it with me, it's 10 for each exercise. 4 exercises, 2 rounds. So first one, just a walk.
I hold on to this storm cause I need to be swept away, swept away. I'm cornered in the cold where you left me. Left again, left again. Oh, there's a jungle in my head growing wilder, and it's killing me.
Okay. You should feel it. You should feel it. So we're gonna go for our second round, and then we're gonna be able to start the workout. So first exercise, we're gonna do some sumo deadlift. This is my favorite way to do the deadlifts, especially for my posterior chain, for my glutes, my hamstrings. This is where I feel it the most. Everything that sumo stance actually is gonna work your glutes. So yeah, first exercise, and we're gonna do a pyramid set. So this is the way that I work out these days, while trying to build extra muscle mass, and knowing that soon I'm gonna be prepping again. So this is what I'm gonna do today. For the sumo deadlift, we're gonna start with a 15 rep set. Then we're gonna go into 12 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps, 8 reps. So 5 sets. And every time that I decrease the reps, I'm gonna increase the weight. So that way you get a nice, beautiful pyramid set. That's what it is. So for the sumo deadlift, I recommend that you use some straps, especially if you are looking to increase your weight that you're using, because at some point your grip is gonna break. And of course you can go with a mixed grip. One hand, your strongest hand on top of the barbell, and the other one like this. So that's gonna allow you to probably last longer with your grip without using straps. But if you have some straps available, and you can order them literally everywhere. On Amazon, they have like $10 straps. It's really nothing except just a piece of like a little strap thing and some fabric. So you're gonna wrap it around your bar, and then it's gonna help you lift more weight for longer, because your grip, your forearms are of course not as strong as your bottom, as your legs and glutes. So you don't wanna limit yourself in the amount of weight that you're using. But for my first set, I'm just gonna go with my regular grip and do 15 reps. So I'm just gonna unwrap the barbell, step back. The way that I like to set up, I like to have my feet wide, my feet rotated externally, and my hands are about the width of my shoulders. And again, like I could go with the mixed grip, but for this one, I'm gonna go just with the regular grip. Good, right in the glutes. This is where you should feel it. Also, I think it's important to mention, I'm using a 35-pound barbell, and those are the women's bar. So they're typically narrower. So it's easier for us women to wrap our hands around it. So that's another thing that you can do if you find that your grip is going. Just go as possible for a 35-pound barbell.
You can't
step, I'm actually gonna keep my bar like this because I have some hip thrusts later on. So I'm gonna use this bar while it's loaded. Now we're gonna go into our second exercise, which is gonna be a Bulgarian split squat. And we're gonna do it specifically to target the glutes. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Bulgarian split squat, like I said, and to really target our glute, we're gonna step further away from the bench. So instead of being close, we're gonna be like this. And instead of going up and down in your Bulgarian split squat, you wanna shoot your hips back and really sit back into your split squat, and then push through your heel and then come up. So see, I'm a bit too far, but it should look like this. So really pushing your hips back, sitting down in your split squat, coming all the way up while pushing through your heel. So we're gonna go for 6 to 8 reps per leg, 3 sets, about 90 seconds, rest on the top.
Because you're acting like a volcano, tending to be my savior. Nothing you do can save us, save us. Because you're acting like a volcano and make me feel outrageous.
So next step, we have the hip thrust. The hip thrust is just a great movement to work your glutes. You're gonna feel it there. I like to use a band around my knees just to remind myself of pushing my knees out. This really helps me activate my glutes even more. And I'm gonna do a pyramid set just like I did for the Sumo deadlift. So I'm gonna do 15, 12, 10, and 8. However, the hip thrust is not my strongest movement. I know that some girls are somehow capable of lifting hundreds of pounds, and I'm in awe of that, but that is not me. I'm working towards that goal, but yeah, for now we're gonna go with 1 plate on each side for my 15 reps, and then go from there. So let's go.
I don't know what to say, what to do, how to make you see. This is not thinking real life, it might just have been a bad dream. You can run, you can hide, but you can't put the blame on.
So for your hip thrusts, you really want to make sure that your abs are activated the whole time. One thing that I like to remind myself of is I want to have my belly button. I'm trying to find the best way to explain it. I imagine that there's like, my belly button is pulled from underneath and trying to touch my spine. So that way I keep my core really tight. And I also tuck my chin to make sure that I keep my alignment. And then it's just pushing through your heels, making sure that your heels are really well in contact with the ground and that you are really activating your glutes. Also, a mistake that I see often is that people will have their feet too close to their butt. You really don't want that because that's gonna work your quads instead of your glutes. Kind of the opposite of what we want. So, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sweaty now. We're done with the hip thrust, but we have so much more left to do. So next exercise is gonna be a superset. We're gonna do, see the fly. There's one fly in here. It seems like every time we're filming here, there's a fly. We're gonna do a sumo squat with a dumbbell, and then we're gonna go in a fire hydrant with a band. So this is a combination that I love. It really burns, but you'll like it too, I'm sure. Really works your glutes, so let's get to it. Okay, so next on the board, we have some sumo squat. I'm gonna use this one, this little baby here. 100 pounds, 100 pounds. Then I'm gonna go into a fire hydrant. So I have 2 types of bands. I don't know yet which one I'm gonna use. This one is pretty thick. It's pretty hard to execute the fire hydrant with it. So I'm gonna see how I feel. And if necessary, I'm gonna switch to that one. It's a bit lighter. So, sumo squat, you're gonna go into a sumo stance. I'm gonna grab the dumbbell. For this one, I mean, you can typically grab the dumbbell by one hand and really lift it vertically like this. Because it's so big, I'm gonna actually flip it and just hold it by the handle with both of my hands. So yeah, 10 to 12 reps for both movements. Let's go.
You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels.
I'm praying to the Lord of the glutes. Okay, we're almost done with the workout. We have four more exercises, yeah. But it's gonna go by quickly. The first one is a Romanian deadlift. I'm just gonna do it with dumbbells. One thing that I like to focus on in this exercise is really planting my heels into the ground, having a slight bend at my knees, and thinking about pushing my hips as far as I can behind me. That's really how you're gonna get the most stretch in your hamstrings and work your glutes too. So, gonna grab some 50s. That's what I usually take. So let's go for 10 to 12 reps.
Can't get enough of. They say there's one for everyone, but when the day is done, I'm still the black swan. But I need you like the bird needs a shotgun. If you can't fight it, you better fly away from it. You better fly away from it.
Okay, we're done with this one. We're gonna go into a bodyweight movement, but careful here, it's really hard. It's a slider leg curl. Of course, if we're training at home, training in our home gym or garage gym, we may not have access to machines. So one good way to do leg curls is either with a towel or some sliders. I'm gonna show you what I use. They're really hard, they're really challenging. So let's get to it. Okay, so those are the little sliders. If you're doing them on hardwood floors, then that's gonna work perfectly. Here I have some like mats. So I'm gonna just use this little blanket thing to do my, do my slider leg curl. So how you set up is you put your heels on them. You wanna have quite a big distance between your feet and your glutes, just like you would in the glute bridge. Don't want them too close. You're gonna lift up your hips and you're gonna leg curl away like this. So we're gonna aim for 10 to 12 reps. And the real challenge is really to keep your hips high enough and your glutes engaged. Okay, so last two exercises of this glute workout, we're gonna go into a superset. I'm gonna do 15 reps of a bended kick back. So what I like to do, I like to set up my bench like this, hold on to it. I like to step here on the little base so that I have more range at the bottom so that my foot doesn't drag on the floor. So just kick back like this. So you want to go up just about here. You don't want to go too high. You want to keep your abs engaged. You want to keep your hips straight, your pelvic tucked in, and just kick up. So we're going to do 15 on each side. And after that, I'm going to lower my bench. I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to lift up the bend just where my knees are at, just above my knees. And I'm gonna do 30 reps of bended abductions, just like this, okay? So that's gonna be my finisher. I'm not gonna take any breaks. I'm gonna do 3 sets, back to back, back to back. So the burn will be there. And yeah, after that we're done. So last little push.
It's such a heartbeat, finding your chest story.
We're just about done. That was a big workout, honestly. It's hard. And I just hope that it inspires you to train at home, train in your basement, in your garage, because yes, the gym has all the machines, all the equipment, but at the end of the day, if you cannot master the basics and master the barbell and the dumbbells, the machines are only gonna take you this far. Yes, we wanna grow our muscles, but we also wanna remain functional, and we wanna be a well-rounded athlete too. So I believe that there's more to the gym, and that, yeah, home training can also turn you into a pro. So apparently it works. Yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you liked the video and you wanna see more home training, or just training videos in general, let me know in the comments what muscle group would you like us to train next. And yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in another sweaty leg day. Bye.